Week 2 of the NFL season brings plenty of action, but first, we start with the day on a bit of a serious note. On Thursday night, it brought another frightening scene for Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. After scrambling for a first down midway through the third quarter, Tua suffered a scary hit right there to the head when his helmet struck the shoulder pads of Bills defensive back Damar Hamlin. Tagovailoa was able to exit the game under his own power and was later diagnosed with his third concussion in 2 years. Of course, that's raising some serious concerns about his long-term health and career.
Yeah, it was definitely a scary scene on Thursday night, and there were a lot of comments that came out of the Miami building, and I think none stronger or more impactful than what we saw from Mike McDaniel, kind of giving Tua the kiss on the way off of the field, but also saying to him, you know, you got to remember you're the starting quarterback of your family. And I think when you're in a situation like this, you're really dependent on the support system around you. I'd encourage him to lean on that support system. Yeah. I'd also encourage him to reach out to former guys that have gone through it, like a Luke Kuechly, who have been in those positions, to know what the long-term ramifications are. But finally, you know, I think back to my own situation of retiring in the NFL. And it's hard because you're wired a certain way to play that kind of game, that physical game all the time. And I remember leaving Indy and struggling. And my wife said to me, you know what, it's okay. Whatever you choose to do moving forward, it's okay. And that was a huge, huge relief for me as a player.
It helps you find a little bit of peace.
100%.
When I played for the Detroit Lions, I played with a running back by the name of Javid Best. Very talented. First-round pick in the 2010 draft. And he had some concussions in college. He had some in the NFL. He had to walk away from his career. And I reached out to him after this happened. And I also asked him if I could share this text message that he sent me. He said, man, when I saw that play, instantly reminded me of my situation. Prayers out to him and his family. At the end of the day, health is the most important thing. I had to make that hard decision to walk away with my family and my future in mind. It was the most difficult time in my life. I pray he finds comfort in whatever decision he has to make. He went on to say, the hardest part about it is, it's not a knee, it's not a shoulder. In a week or so, you feel absolutely normal and healthy. You are young, in the best shape of your life. But experts are telling you it's not safe to play the game that you love again. I'd rather let somebody else's words who has been through it talk about the situation than mine. And for whatever's that worth, I hope Tua makes the right decision.
You know, you look at concussions, and there's so many degrees of them, right? We take baseline tests, and people walk away not sure they have one, they've had one. There's no question what Tua's experienced and what we all have seen. The optic has been a very severe concussion. And I think he should be seeking medical advice, and he should be leaning toward that medical advice because he's going to get short-term clearance, but also seek long-term effects. You know, and I think his decision, when it ultimately comes down to it, should not be based on money. He got paid big. Don't be based on pressure, the obligation to do that, and not be placed based on guilt. Tua Tagovailoa loves the game of football. Right. He's passionate about it. His family's passionate about it. He grew up in Hawaii, went to Hawaii. I understand that DNA. It's in him. But you know what? His decision, and I'll go back to you, Matt, it's not what you are as a football player. That's not going to be your legend, your legacy. It's you as a father and you as a husband. Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing that he has to refer back to. Yeah. Because when all's said and done, they don't care what you did when you played. They just want you there.
That's right.
You know, I talked to a number of players who've gone through that, and they were telling me in talking to the public, please let them know we weren't wimps. That's the attitude. I got to believe, hearing from guys like you who are from the fraternity, hopefully it will make it easier for him to make the right decision.